You know, and I know, and they know, 'cause we go all in. And I know, they know, 'cause we go all in.
What up? What up? What up? Welcome to the newest edition of What You've Been Missing. It's your boy K Dizzle DC to the All Dressed Up Podcast. Hef Streams is in the building.
I like the energy, K Dizzle. For those who thought I disappeared last week, I'm back. We just had some technical difficulties, but I'm still here. And thanks for joining us. What's up, K Dizzle?
Hey, nothing, baby. Hey, look. Hey, look. Tonight, I know you've been seeing all the commercials, all the good stuff, all the notes. Tonight's gonna be one that's very interesting. Shout out to Rodney Cooper who's in the building early, got his seat in. We got an intro and all that. Yeah, man, we live. We live, baby. We put a countdown on tonight. Look, man. Look, I
Hey,
don't want
can
to
you
go.
get the chat in the front?
Let me get the chat. Chat where? Where you want them? How you want
It's
them?
kind of like half blocked
It's
right now.
half blocked.
Yeah.
You see it? Let me see. Let me see. Hold on. Make sure we're live and direct. Everything what it's supposed to be. No, it's right. It's good. I'm watching it. It's right there where it need to be. It
Oh,
might be on
okay.
your screen a little bit. Hey,
Yeah, it's a
Malika's in the
little.
building. What's up, Malika? You want to switch it up? You want to go see what's what with it? Hey,
Yeah,
go
so I can
go ahead.
read my
Go ahead.
people's messages out there.
So look. Oh shit, I gotta go to Twitch and fix that for that. Turn that shit off. Um, but look, man, tonight we got a special episode. It's going to be live and direct. We're going to be talking about the top 5 things that men and women do to ruin relationships. I know you've seen it. I know you've seen it. Top 5 things that ruin men and women relationships. Now, the twist on it is we're not going to be giving you the top 5. We got special people that are waiting right now to give you the top 5. Not you, not me, not half. You got other people to give that, which is gonna make it crazy. So look, before we go in deep, before we go in hard, let's go into sports because this week you had a lot of stuff going. You got the NBA that's heating up. You got the NFL draft, and you got drama on both ends, MVP and draft picks and everything else. Hef, set it off for us, player.
What's up, everybody? Shout out to Rodney Cooper for getting here early. Get your seat. Good to see you. Hey, Malika Shanae, what up, baby? Before I go into sports, the promo was lit. I want to say shout out to you for setting up the promo for this week's show. Great job with that. But I got a
Yep.
quick question about the promo.
Go ahead.
Did you shave your mustache?
I didn't shave my mustache, bro. I don't shave mustache. I
Oh,
barely can grow this, my guy.
I
I can
must
barely.
haven't seen you in a
Actually,
while.
you haven't seen me in a while. Actually, I'm trying to grow the beard part, but it don't connect. My Filipino just won't let it happen. It's just
Mm.
like life. It's a Filipino thing that just won't. It won't like these two. Won't the goatee barely connects, right? It barely connects. Shout out. I don't mind the good hair. Shout out to good hair Filipinos in the building, but
Good
that's just
hair,
the color. Now,
Filipinos.
the only thing, if I let it grow, I got to do the Fu Manchu. That's the only way that it works. The Fu
Oh
Manchu, then
nah.
it's straight, then it's thick, and then I gotta rub it like that. But it's just not my lifestyle right there. It's not,
Mm.
not. But come on, man, stop talking about my lack of mustache and going to sports.
Nah, but great promo. But sports, who saw the NFL draft?
Ooh,
Who
shout out to
saw
the
the
Philadelphia Eagles
NFL
since you lost it
draft?
right.
Shout out to the bum ass Philadelphia Eagles, K Dizzle's favorite NFL franchise.
You're a hater and you know it. Clap your hands. Go
What'd
ahead.
y'all do? What'd you think about y'all's
Devontae
draft pick?
Smith, we did all right. We did all right. I can't be mad. We got a wide
So,
receiver. We got a good wide receiver this time. A named
so
wide
you
receiver.
guys took the Heisman Trophy winner.
Yes, we did, and it fell to us like gangbusters. We moved, but it fell to us like gangbusters. So I
I'm not
think it
mad
was
at
a
you.
lot of, I think it was a lot of good picks that were made. A lot of good picks that were made. Justin Fields went to Chicago. I think he's going to be the biggest impact of the rookies this year for their team. Um, Micah Parsons, I'm scared of him. I ain't gonna lie in Dallas because that dude's an animal. But Trevor Lawrence, We knew he was going, and that's what it was.
Right,
We knew
right. We
he was
knew
going.
Trevor Lawrence was going number one. Everybody was asking, what quarterback were the 49ers going to take at number three? Mac Jones got criticized for not looking athletic. So who they get? They get my man Trey Lance. He played 17 games in college, went 17-0, mobile quarterback. He's going to be out there with Kyle Shanahan. So let's see if he can come off and play and start the first year, or if he'll be backing up Jimmy Garoppolo. If they'll probably play him like the Saints play, Drew Brees and the other guys. So
More than likely. More
interesting
than
to see
likely.
that. But who heard about your boy Aaron Rodgers out in Green Bay talking about he don't want to come back?
He don't want to come back. That boy might do. He might
A
try to
Rod
retire
wants
and come
out.
back. A Rod wants
Mm,
out, but it's not happening. They're not gonna let him go. They're not gonna let him go unless somebody like Seattle trades him. Hey, Mr. Cole, thanks for stopping through. But Seattle has to trade him. Deshaun Watson is not a big enough bag, so it's got to be Russell Wilson. Other
you'd
than
have to
that,
give Green Bay the house for Aaron Rodgers.
you
They're
got to
not going
give
to let
Green
him
Bay the
walk out
house.
the door at all.
Only got to pull it is Russell Wilson. That's it. Russell Wilson's the only one that'll be able to pull it, but it
Yeah,
ain't
but I
happening.
don't, I don't, I don't see them letting him go. We all know he's just probably talking to set up that contract negotiation. So we'll see how it goes.
Hate to see it happen.
Moving over to the NBA. It's getting good. K Dizzle, the standings are getting tight. In the East, we got the Philadelphia 76ers. Then we got Brooklyn, followed by Milwaukee. And who would have thought the New York Knicks in fourth place? A lot of my New York friends out there talking about they're going to win a first round series. We'll see. Over in the West, you got Utah and Phoenix battling it out right now. Chris Paul's making his case right now, really late in the fourth
Oh,
quarter for the MVP. Man, shout out to Chris Paul, man. Impressive point guard. But you got Denver and then the Clippers. So, we'll still see who's going to win MVP. Chris Paul's making a case, but I also want to give a shout out to my Wizards. We're still making noise over here in the
of
Eastern
course.
Conference. We might be in the play-in. You don't want to play us if you see us in the play-in. My man Russell Westbrook is a triple-double machine. Magic
He's a
Johnson said he wouldn't catch Oscar Robinson. He's four triple doubles behind the Big O.
four triple doubles behind. The man is a player, period.
Mm,
And he's bringing a spark to the Wizards. Shout out to Washington Wizards, Russell Westbrook, Bradley Beal. It's my squad. I only watch. I'm gonna be honest. I watch basketball when it gets close to the playoffs, and them boys is balling right now. So look,
okay.
if they go as far as they go, and shout out to Chris Paul, journeyman, man. Don't get enough credit. He runs every team that he's on, and they do well. And he's just been thrown at every team in the NBA. So shout out to Chris Paul, man. He give that man his flowers now. I think he's the most underrated player in NBA right now.
One of
Go
the
ahead.
best point guards of all time. Definitely one of the best regular season players of all time. Can't really quite figure it out yet in the playoffs, but we'll see what Phoenix can do. They got
Yeah,
some talent over there with Devin Booker, but that's our sports, man.
that's the sports. That's the sports. Hey, look, you just brought this up to me, and I didn't see it until you told me to go check it out. And
Yeah,
it
man.
was look, it was a big word for me first and foremost. Okay, we're talking about Willow Smith, Red Table Talk, and how many syllables is it? Polyamory. It's five syllables. Polyamory. Right. Go ahead and explain that situation because I'm flabbergasted.
Well, back to watching our favorite celeb family, the Smiths, Will Smith and Jada. Shout out to my Duke. She's on the show on Red Table Talk, Jada Pinkett's mom, and Willow. But let me give you the definition of polyamorous. Characterized by or involved in the practice of engaging in multiple romantic and typically sexual relationships with the consent of all the people involved. So keywords with the consent of all the people involved. Because when I brought this up and I was talking to my girl, I said, okay, so Willow Smith is 20 years old. She's on the Red Table Talk talking about she's already got her life planned out and she's gonna be into polyamory or she's into polyamory. What up, 410? So basically, she's already saying she's gonna have multiple relationships. One of the first things that she said was she's not out of all of her friends having as much sex as they are. So she kind of played it and spun it like she'll give her male relationship partners the opportunity to, do what they want to do or have an open relationship. So my question is, can a 20-year-old already make those decisions? And did she possibly get this idea from what she saw coming up under, the Will and Smith marriage?
Coming in. Hey, Ray Alice podcast. Appreciate y'all coming in. We love y'all. Hey,
What's
look,
up?
man.
What's up?
Look, polyamory, right? Okay, let's get this together. Okay, because when I try to get my life together, because isn't it called dating? Isn't that called polyam? Isn't that dating? Now the definition, plays a girl. What up? The definition of polyamory is pretty much dating, and it says typically sexual. And that when you think of the word polyamory, that's what you think it's a sexual relationship between a bunch of people, and
Yeah, but
everybody's
with
open
but
to it.
but with polyamory, you have consent from all parties together.
So when you're dating, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're not exclusive to that person when you're dating. And is that or is that consent enough to know that hey, we're just talking, we're just meeting, we're just friends, we're having a good time, and we're dating, we're fucking dating. We're
But
not
the difference is though, with this situation, you know who else she's talking to.
okay,
So in the other situation, in normal dating, you don't necessarily know. You just kind of know like y'all aren't necessarily monogamous. But
right?
but she's still, at least in this situation with polyamory, you know who she's talking to. Y'all all kick it. And when you're not in the relationship mood, I guess she goes over to the other side and vice versa.
So I gotta understand. Okay, see, for when I said poly is a different world. People really don't know about that life. I understand that because I don't know about the shit. I'm trying to understand it because I don't know if she means like, hey, I'm dating three guys and we all hang out together. That's something. Yeah, that's different. That's some different shit. Now,
Yeah.
on
Or
normal
it could be
people,
girls. We didn't address
you
that.
you can say, hey, I'm dating. Look, we're having fun, but I'm open. I'm open to meeting and talking to other people. That in itself is what people have been doing for years. The people I've come across, probably usually in total three people, doesn't matter the sex, male or male, right? But if you're dating somebody, right, and you're not committed to that person, and you guys have decided not to be monogamous, then you're just dating up to that point. If I'm not mistaken, and it's a mutual understanding that I think dating with honesty. I'm being honest and saying I'm not just dating you. I'm by not being committed to you. That's my honesty in a sense in my understanding, and I think that's how other people understand it. I'm just you putting the label on it. You putting the label on it takes it into an entire different level. I think with her being 20 years old and putting this label on it, and if you saw the video, you saw grandma was like,
Yeah,
nah,
she wasn't
little
feeling
girl, you
her at
don't know what
all.
you're talking about. And mom was like, okay, trying to swallow it. But I'm like, I don't know if she's the point where she's old enough to understand what putting that label on it means.
Well, she
And
well, she pretty much asked grandma. She was like, "So you don't see how I benefit from, I guess the effects from a polyamorous relationship?" And grandma was like, "No." And then she was like, "Well, okay." So
you're dating. That's called
right.
dating. It's called dating. Stop trying to put labels on the shit and just call it dating. When you put the label on it, people are going to look at you different. They're going to treat you different because you're doing something that's really normal, but
But
you're
is
trying
there
to be
but is there a
smart and put
relationship?
a freaking label on it.
But is there a relationship between everybody in the polyamorous relationship? Like, are the guys cool who are sharing the same girl? Is that what it is? Because everybody
I don't know.
knows who it is.
What do you think, Hal? What do you think? Because I don't want to just be one sided and
I mean,
and
I'm
never
open.
wrong.
I'm open however anybody wants to live their life. More power to them. I don't think that I could necessarily be in a polyamorous relationship, but if that's what she chooses to do at 20 years old and she's confident, she feels like she's got it planned out. I wish her the best with it, man. I just think we're just in a time to where we're seeing things, very differently and pretty fast. And my first reaction was like, does she know what she's talking about? Only being 20, but then
Exactly.
then again, her 20 is different than my 20 was because she's
Yes,
seen
it
a
is.
lot of different things. She's probably way more traveled than the average 20-year-old, and she might be mentally fit for what she's talking about. So I can't judge the young lady, but I just wish her the best with her her polyamorousness.
Look at you. Look, that's enough about Rammer. Look, before we go into our big thing, I'm going to give a quick introduction because I want to know what they think too on this quick situation and circumstance too on
Quick
polyamory.
situation.
So yeah, situation and circumstances. That's my, I love that. That combination. But look, tonight, with like I said, top 5 men and top 5 women, things that both sexes do to ruin their relationships. Yes, to bring out the men, we are going to have one of our oldest but
Day
goodest
ones.
day ones, our super day ones. The home slice Arizona Ron is in the building. Shout out to Arizona Ron. What up, Big
What it
Mike?
do? What
Yo,
it do,
yo,
Arizona? What it
yo,
do?
yo.
Welcome.
Oh, I got to bring the claps
Welcome to
in, right?
ADU.
Quick on the ADU, and then look to our day ones, day twos, our day ones. No, this is real talk. My day one, A1, day one. She changed my pampers. Look, D thinks out loud to take care of the women's side,
Hey,
not
welcome,
side,
welcome.
women's side. Hey, boo.
Hey.
Hey, well, look before we get rolling into this, because it's going to get super spicy. Look, they put titles on it, and as weird as it sounds, they consider themselves a couple. You're right, 110%. Um, look, whoever wants to go first, y'all decide, or let's say Ron, polyamory. Willow Smith, 20 years old, talking up. Yes, we've dated multiple women at a time. We didn't call it polyamory. We didn't call that shit. We called it dating. I'm gonna look, Ron. Ron, I know some really. What do you think about this
We called it
polyamory
Friday night.
situation
We called it Friday night.
with this Willow Smith on the Red Table Talk, bro? What are you saying?
Well, first I gotta say, appreciate y'all having me on. But I think because I don't have the full context of this situation, but I just always think she's 20 years old. Like scientifically, like her brain ain't even really developed all the way fully yet. I mean, they say our brain don't develop all the way until we like 25 years old. So I don't know. I don't know.
So,
So you
It
calling her
sound a little.
stupid?
No, no,
She's
I'm not
stupid,
calling.
Ron. She's stupid.
I'm not calling her stupid. It's just that I'm a person. I be doing my little reading or whatever the case may be, and they say our frontal cortex don't develop until we 25, which is the ones we make real rational decisions out of. So it's like when you're 20 years old, you don't know nothing. I think about when I was 20 years old, I would think I was like damn near retarded. So me making a lifetime decision or trying to come up with some polyamorous relationship like how y'all describing it, that's what every 20-year-old was doing, basically. We just
hey,
doing it. We don't have the name of it, but
I gotta play
we
that sound,
doing
man. Yo, so he said two
Shout
years
out to the underdeveloped frontal cortexes.
it. It's like she not. I don't think she too young, man.
hey, D, talk. Please help me out, please.
I think that Willow is like, to me, every time I watch her on that show, she's like a flower child. She's just like, I could go with anything. And I
Yeah.
think it's
Hmm.
just like Hef said, she's been exposed to so much. And, more than any of us were exposed at that age. And so she's all this free love. I can love anybody, kind of thing. But the dangers in that is, people gonna start, marrying trees and shit. It's just people can fall in love with a damn granola bar. You go real too far with it. You know what I mean? So as far as polyamorous is concerned, hell, I was in a polyamorous marriage and didn't know it. You know what I mean? Like you, he was screwing out of both pants legs with somebody else. So, I
Woo!
feel like this. Get your date on. Now, as a single woman, I want to give women the inspiration to date as freely as they want to, because
Hmm.
we've been taught to save it and preserve it for that one man. On the other hand, you all have been taught to sow your all your whatever,
Well, yo,
to
Oats.
sow it. You know what I mean? To spread
Hakeem,
it
please.
around, to figure out, to conquer as many as you can until you decide which one is the one. So all that saving it shit, I just feel like this. Look, it's like buying a car. You gonna test drive a couple of them
Oh,
before you decide, huh? And I'm saying it now. Now I'm talking at
hey,
50 now,
hey,
but Yeah, all that saving it for the right one. Listen,
But
the hell with that.
I don't even believe girls was ever thought about that. Cause they been out here in the streets all this time. I don't care what rules they was
Out
they ain't
in the
following.
streets, they call it
I'm asking them what
murder.
generation you talking about.
They
That
Hey,
depends
girls
on
hey,
what
always
generation you talking about.
wait,
But you
girls
wait,
know,
wait,
always been in
wait,
the streets.
wait. Time. Look, y'all go there. I almost forgot half, and you almost let me slip. Before y'all go in, before we go all in, we have to do this week in Black business.
oh yeah, we gotta get it
Uh,
now. We gotta get
we,
it now while
we
everybody's still
we
coming on
missed it.
in.
We missed it in the past couple weeks, man. But we got to do it this week, right? So this week, Half, I'm gonna let you go first, man. I'm gonna let you go first. I'm gonna pull it up on the screen. Go ahead. Who you got this week in Black business?
All right, so first off, I want to give a black business shout out to the Crab Queen of Maryland. She actually started out with cooking for businesses at like as like a private caterer, and she's worked her way up to having a storefront. Great seafood. I was told the crab dip is phenomenal. I definitely have to check it out. But all the information is on the screen. Check her out. Great food, seafood's a specialty. The Crab Queen, what a great moniker to go by. She definitely stands behind it. And like I said, support her.
Crab
Everybody
Dash
loves seafood.
com www.crash that crab queen.com. You can find the Crab Queen underscore Maryland and Instagram. Shout out to Crab Queen in Baltimore, Black owned business. We try to make sure that we do this every single week to support if they're local and non-local, just to make sure that you guys are putting the black dollars back in the community and make sure and helping our people out, whether it's products or services. Like my homie lover, my homie, shout out to DJ Caddy Mac is in the building. If you need DJ services, you can find him on DJ Caddy Mac on Facebook. This is one of my day ones. He's been forever. The homie. And look, I'm gonna go back and short. Let me share his Facebook page because I know his Instagram is private. And it's the man
Yeah,
I'm gonna
put it
keep
up.
up with this. The Facebook DJ Caddy Mac. Uh, uh, Look, you need real music, quality music. You need to go see this guy. Book him for your next event. He does great work. Some DJs you get there and they're trash. No, he can play any genre. He can play whatever you need. 20s, 50s, 30s. It don't matter. He loves music. He was born and raised in it. Mixcloud.com. If you want to hear the mixes, rated automatic at gmail.com. Go see him. DJ Caddy Mac. Shout out to the Crab Queen underscore Maryland, DJ Caddy Mac, this week in Black Business. We appreciate y'all. Thank you. But look, what y'all came to see. Look at what you came to see. We
Mhm.
are going to talk about. Look at Ron. You getting independent, bro. The top 5 things men and women do to ruin the relationship. Now, the great part about it and the twist is that I don't know, Hef don't know, only these two guys know.
Nope.
Only these guys know. Let me get my fingers right. Is that right? These guys what we're going to be talking about and what the top 5 things are. You pulling up, you about to get saucy.
Hey man, I gotta get
stay,
ready for this one, man.
stay with me, players. Stay with me. Chat, you don't want to miss this. So look, the way we're going to set this off is uh, one from each side, and we're going to talk about it. And we're going to, I promise you, we're going to agree to disagree. Some of them we're going to agree to, some of them we're not, but we need to dive deeper into it because sometimes some of the things that we think that the man is doing, the woman is doing, sometimes the woman is doing, the man is doing. I know they're going to intersect in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So
yeah.
without further ado, as always, DJ White's in the building. What up? What up, DJ White?
So I
Jamaican
say, so I
too.
say, when you
Go ahead.
kick it off, K Dizzle, to our lovely guests tonight, obviously they're gonna represent for both of their sides of what they think, and then I guess me and you can moderate and give our 2 cents.
Absolutely.
All right, let's
So,
do it.
ladies first,
Ladies first.
foremost, and always. Okay,
Ha!
Let's go.
D. What's your
She
number
going all
five?
in.
What's your number 5 thing that women do to ruin the relationship?
No, that
That
men,
women do. Was I
Oh,
that
supposed to talk
men.
about
no.
that
That
men do?
men do. That men do. I'm sorry. I forgot. We
Oh,
watch
my
sexes.
number
No,
five. So we're starting from the back. We're starting backwards. Okay. My
5. Yep.
number five was you don't listen. You don't listen. You hear, but you don't listen to understand. Listening requires you not just using your ears, but your heart and your mind. Understand where she's coming from. You don't listen.
Ooh, ooh,
What you
ooh,
got, Ron? What you
ooh.
got?
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a
You
minute.
you you
So,
want my rebuttal,
No,
yes,
you just
or
the
you want my
rebuttal. Give
my
the rebuttal,
my
please.
rebuttal is, I mean, we could say that both for men and women, because it's like in my case, I mean, I'm sure I'm a man, so I only dated women. I'm a heterosexual male, so I only dated women. So it's like women, they don't listen. They don't want to they don't want to hear they don't want to they listen to a degree. Some women listen. I can say it, but they listen to a degree. They got to. I learned that for a woman to really take heed to what you say, she got to respect you. And I think
Yeah,
a
that's
lot of
true.
times when the relationship get the respect get lost, so they just stop listening. So that's my only little rebuttal right there.
So you said so for women to hear the man,
They gotta
they have
respect you some way, and it depends on what kind of woman it is to respect. Cause some women respect money, some women respect emotional intelligence, some women respect sex. So it depends on what kind of woman you got. But I just feel like if you don't respect somebody, you shouldn't even be messing with them at all. But
I
Absolutely. I agree with
okay.
that.
Okay. So what if the woman is speaking to the man and he's not understanding what she's saying and he's trying to listen? What if all that he hears is the barking? He doesn't hear. What if the woman just barks all day? Okay?
well,
Just
that's
barks
another
all day.
thing. It's a lot of nagging women out here, man, and I don't think they understand like how bad that can be. Even in the Bible, it say a man rather live in a steeple of the house, in the attic of the house, than to live with a nagging woman. And it's just like I don't think women understand that a lot.
And if
Malika
you
said
did it
Yeah,
that's
the
all
I
first
got
five.
all
time,
five.
Let's make sure,
if
KB.
you did it the first time, she wouldn't have to say it a second and third time. Because
Right,
you
Oh.
didn't
Oh no!
listen. You
right.
did not listen.
so so
And
all
that's
right.
how they become. That's how what a woman gets starts to become white noise when she keep
Si-
repeating certain
so
stuff, and it's like we don't even hear you no more.
so now is it him not listening, or is it not, it was it the delivery?
It could,
Because because is it the delivery, or is it him not listening? Because like you said, there are plenty of women out there that nag, and it
Right.
does to men become white noise. So is it
Right.
the delivery? Now, is it the
it it
delivery, or is
it
it just
it, to, it could be the delivery. You're right. If someone is talking to you at an elevated tone, I'm not listening. You follow what I'm saying? I'm waiting to respond, or I'm waiting to respond the same way. I'm gonna meet you with the same energy that you give me. But
Mm-hmm.
nagging, sometimes what you all think is nagging is a woman almost pleading with you to do something different. And you
Mm-hmm.
think she keep asking me. Like if I have to ask you too many times, I'm not talking about things like taking out the trash or doing things like that. It's like, listen, it affects me like this when you do this. I
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't have, if I tell you that it makes me feel this way when
Right.
you do A, B, and C. You should say, okay, I hear you. I'm listening to you. I'm going to work on that. But if I have to keep saying it, then I have to internalize and say, he doesn't give a damn. He
But
doesn't
that's only
respect
that's
how
only
I
with
feel.
certain. Okay, go
So
ahead.
D thinks out loud said her number five, and Arizona, you gave your rebuttal. What's your number five, Arizona? What's your
My,
fifth reason or the fifth way women ruin their relationship?
I feel like they just don't stay consistent,
Consistency.
and they don't stay consistent.
whoa,
So consistency
whoa?
is, and I see Malika Shanae in the
That's
comments. D thinks out loud definitely was hitting some good points. We're gonna get right back to her. My man Arizona said consistency. Go ahead, Arizona. How you
that's
feel about that?
loaded, bro.
I just don't think women stay consistent with when they get real comfortable in a relationship, which I know somebody in the comments about to say men do the same thing, but I feel like women just don't stay consistent
Give
sometimes.
me an
Because like,
example, bruh.
Come
all
on.
right, all right. I don't know if this is a good example, but I remember
Just
when like on Martin when Gina was like, she ain't got to dress up no more because I got my man. So she just every day it's a bonnet. Every day is just the same old big grandma drawers or everything. So it's like it's no consistency. Like the thing that you got that kept me, you did it to catch me and that was it. And it's like
Okay.
ooh, ooh.
you're not doing it no more.
So the consistency, you can say not just dressing, but what about intimacy as well?
Yeah, with the intimacy that can happen as well
Hold on,
too.
slow down. We can't. We doing one
I
at a
know, I
time,
know,
I
guys.
but
mean,
One at a
I'm
time.
gonna be honest.
One at a time,
I
please.
can't speak on the intimacy part too much because I never been in that position. The girl was always willing to, so I never really had that problem. But also too, I haven't been in no real long term relationship, so I don't know how it is 10 years. I probably know how it is in 4 or 5, but I never really had that issue with the intimacy. But I'm saying just far as like just keeping yourself up and stuff like that, it'll evaporate after a while. And I get it, people go through depression and stuff, but I still gotta be a fan of you
So
to
what
some
you're saying
degree.
is the things that she did, Arizona, to get you in the beginning, that got you hooked, she not
Right,
doing it anymore.
right. When
And
we go
that's
on
and that's
dates,
where
it
she
ain't.
has to stay consistent.
Yeah, like when you go on dates, it's like she's not dressing the same she used to dress no more. It's like it's like
She
nowadays
not
a
she not she not
grandma.
smelling good like she used to. She not going the
Yeah,
extra
I
mile
mean,
to
well,
put the
she always
perfume
got to
on.
smell good. She just ain't as. It's like her fly went down a little bit. Like, dang, what happened?
So D, what's your rebuttal to his fifth reason when he says consistency? What you think about that?
He may be true that there's a fine line between being complacent and comfortable. So
Oh,
you should be able to be
oh,
comfortable. You should be able to be comfortable with your man. But
Yeah, that's true.
complacent
mm,
is I don't have to do anything anymore. That's not
Mm-hmm.
true. But again, it
that's
works
real.
both
That's
ways.
real
And
shit right
now
there,
let me
though.
go here because I gotta go in for my ladies. We are the child birthers.
Right,
We are the workers. We
right,
are
Mm.
you understand what I'm saying? So we're carrying multiple hats. And
right,
this whole thing about being this, we got to be a vixen in the bed and a
right.
savage in the boardroom and a mommy to the kids. We're juggling all those things. And most of the time, you all get to just be the breadwinners. You just
Hey,
get to
K,
go to
she
work.
coming with it tonight, K. You
You
told me
just
she
get
was
to
gonna
go to
come with
work.
it.
You follow what I'm saying? And so, but we got to juggle all these things now. And then we got to be a sex kitten at the end of the day. And so I'm not saying that we can't do more work. There are more black women. I'm speaking about my black women now because I'm a black woman. But back in the gym and we're juggling it all. But we don't want no big ass beer bellies either.
Okay.
Oh,
Man, a
You
lot of
understand
these
what I'm
oh.
girls.
saying? We want you to be just as consistent
Ooh,
about your bodies
Right.
and about the way you look
Touche. Touche.
ooh.
because the scruffy beard and
Mm-hmm.
you receding hairline and
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean it's things we
Mm.
the dirty fingernails.
Check.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It's certain things
Yeah,
we
I get.
need you to be just as consistent. So here's the deal: couples have to keep each other accountable. Period.
Ah, she's
Man,
preaching
Ah,
There you go.
tonight.
There you
she
go.
she she hit it
So
ah.
on the
so
nose.
we got so we got consistency and we got men don't listen. K, how you want to how you want to summarize the first round?
Oh man, she went for the headline, bro. That was dangerous. No, I you can't even I can't even call it because here's the problem. They are both good reasons on why, but both of them have competing arguments,
It was really good.
meaning that the listening part there it's complex to it because there's so multiple facets in it. Are we listening to be heard? Or are we hearing to listen? And there's a problem with men and women on that side. Then consistency goes into that comfort, like D said, that comfortability goes into that consistency, thinking that things are okay with the way they are, and I can kind of let my hair down because look, shout out to the moms, the wives, the shout out, because I know it's one of the hardest jobs to ever do. Don't want to. I would never want to, and I'm being honest. Shout out to my wife. I would never want to switch places with her because I understand what she goes through. And if I hustle the way that I gotta hustle, I try to match what she does at home. So consistency and listening are both skills that we both need to work on. And I think with the right communication, which it all boils down to, those things can be fixable. Those things can be fixable. So
That's why I said, could I get a nap before I be a sex kid?
Can I get a nap before I be Good question. Good
yeah.
question from the chat. Nah, but I think our first two waves were definitely hit on the head by Arizona and D. Men don't listen. And by hearing D thinks out loud's tone in her voice, you know,
Somebody ain't listening.
somebody
Shotty, what up?
definitely didn't listen once or twice
Shotty, what up?
because what up, Shotty?
Yeah.
But definitely communication, and I don't want to use up any of your other reasons for the rest of the game. But let's go. What's number two?
All right. Number four. Number
Oh,
four.
you're right. We're
D.
going backwards. You're going
Top
backwards.
5 things that men do to ruin a relationship. Number 5 was they don't listen. What's number 4? Give it to me straight.
Not you talking about me. Not
Yes.
communicating his true feelings.
Okay.
Not communicating his true feelings. Like I do
Ah,
respect Ron. That was hard for Ron to say.
Can I ask
He
you a
was saying
question
it
really
really.
quick?
What?
When you say not communicating his true feelings, is it he's feeling a certain way and not saying it, or is he not
Yeah.
expressing himself properly?
mm,
But kind of both. So a lot of times men tiptoe because you don't want to hurt feelings.
oof.
Just like Ron, he was being very nice. He was like,
Oof.
women are not consistent.
Yeah.
But he really wanted to say, women let themselves go. You know what I mean? But and so
Okay.
my whole thing is, if your goal is to be a couple and last forever and ever, to death do you part, then the bottom line is you have to be vulnerable enough to and communicate how you really feel. Ain't no tiptoeing around it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I'm just saying communicate how you truly feel. Because
Come
when you
direct
hold
with
that
it.
back, there's a level of resentment that builds up in you.
Well,
You know what I
Damn.
mean? And
thank you
I'm
for saying that.
I'm gonna give an example. I was married for 10 years and I used to cook meatloaf as
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
it was a staple in my house. My
Shout out to the
auntie cooked the
meatloaf.
meatloaf and took it
Shout
to
out to the
work every
meatloaf,
day
Donnie.
and
You
gave
cooked it
it
the whole 10 years.
I cooked
Yes.
it. It was a staple in my house, like spaghetti, like
Mean
fried
Okay.
meatloaf.
chicken, like you understand. And he never told me he didn't like it until we got into an argument. And one day he said, and another
Oh.
damn thing, I don't like no goddamn meatloaf. And I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Where that
Feelings
come
hurt.
from? But he thought telling me he didn't like meatloaf might have
Mm,
hurt my
mm, mm.
feelings, but it wasn't. Just I was gonna fix something different. You follow what I'm
Mm.
saying? You have to be honest and communicate how you really feel. So that's my number 4.
Hold on. Tell a story about the meatloaf, Donnie.
I already said the meatloaf.
Hold up. Do you put ketchup on the meatloaf or gravy?
I can do either or, baby. I can burn. Let me tell you
Okay.
something.
I
I
ain't.
put Lipton onion soup mix in that bad boy,
Tell a
onions,
Uh,
story.
tomatoes,
Tell,
whatever.
uh.
tell a
But
story, Donnie.
it
Tell a
wasn't
story.
that the meatloaf didn't taste good. It was that there's some things you don't like. He just didn't like meatloaf.
Right.
But
Right.
he
Okay.
never communicated it
So
to me.
Yeah, I get
so
that. I
have
get that part.
so have I have to tell you this story because my sister will not let me live it down. Anytime we get inebriated enough, okay, every cookout, every event, she tells the story how she cooked this meatloaf, right? And
No,
we
it
Uh-oh.
was a pot roast.
it was a pot roast. I'm sorry, it was a pot roast. Okay, yeah, you just got me thinking about it. She tells a story about she made this fantastic pot roast. I'm a teenager. I'm young. I'm in the house. I ate the whole damn pot roast. Ate the whole fucking pot roast while they were out. She came back and she cursed
Who
me
ate
out.
the pot roast?
I ate
His
the whole
ass
pot
ate the
roast.
pot roast.
This was 30 years ago. Okay,
Oh
30
my
His
years
ass
ago.
god!
30 years ago.
You ate it at one time?
Yeah, I
by
ate it all
himself.
by myself. So
No
so
carrots, no potatoes, no onions, nothing.
we still hearing
That's
that cookhouse
hilarious.
30 years later. All right, let's go on.
All right, go.
Ron, Ron, Ron. Your number four of your top five that things that women do to ruin their relationships. Go, Ron.
Okay, well, I'm gonna start off by saying this. I feel like women might be a little more faithful than men. They might be just by a smidget, but I feel like it's a difference from a lot of women ain't loyal.
Ooh,
And I'm gonna say it like this: it's a difference between being faithful and loyal. And the
These
reason why
hoes
I'm
ain't
saying this,
loyal.
and I'm saying this because a woman will tell her husband business to her friends like it ain't nothing, and you should never, you should a queen should never tell the king's business to the peasants.
mm,
And I feel like that happens
Mm.
a lot in relationships. And then your friends weighing in on situations that they are not qualified to weigh in on. Because just because it's your best friend, they don't have the right to weigh in on your relationship. So I feel like a lot of women always go to their friends, not even the right level-headed friends. So that's just my number four.
ah, Ron says the number four thing that women do to ruin their relationship is not to be loyal.
Mm.
I don't feel like they loyal when it comes to their friends. They might be faithful,
Ooh,
they
Lack
not
of
loyal.
loyalty.
lack
What
of
you
Yeah.
think,
loyalty.
D? What you think about that?
Oh,
I think we do until we become mature, we do tell everything sometimes. I think because we're emotional, we're kind of look well, y'all emotional too, but I
What
think because um it's okay for us to talk amongst each other. We do confide, we do have girlfriend talks or whatever. But as she gets older, she learns to decipher and to discern what to tell
what
and what not to tell. So that's something that you outgrow.
But
and
what do
I
you think
get it.
about? But what do you think about loyalty though, as a whole?
I think that's, to me, that's not being disloyal. That's just a woman communicating to her friends about how she feels. That's it's no slight against her man. It's just how we communicate. We
Okay.
exhale, we talk. We that's what women do. And so, but what happens is after you tell the bad stuff, you have to run back now and tell the good stuff
Good stuff.
because people hang on to the bad stuff.
Mm.
And
So,
that's
Mm.
what
you
and
Good
know,
that's what
point.
I'm saying. And that's what
that's
I'm
all.
saying. That's where the loyalty lies. Cause it's like you over here spilling bad tea to your friends, but you never big me up, or you
But
you
that's,
can't
yeah,
be
you got
there.
to run back and build them back up because
That's all.
people hold on to the negative stuff that you said, but they don't and but you got to follow back up with the good stuff that's happened. So I agree with that a little bit. I agree with
Every
that.
friend is not
ah,
every friend is not qualified to hear what goes on under our roof. That's just
Absolutely.
hey,
So
period.
we got D saying men can't communicate his feelings properly. Arizona said there's a lack of loyalty. K, what you think?
um, that just hit on what we talked about before. Who you're talking to? Are you
Mm-hmm.
talking to the right people? Are they in the right corner? And are you leaving them hanging? And that just
See our
causes,
archives. We talked about that.
yeah, a lot of controversy within your relationship. So that can definitely ruin a relationship without a doubt. Donnie's number, what was it? Donnie's number four. Give that back to me,
Men
man.
not
I'll let him
communicating
talk.
his feelings.
Men not communicating his
Yeah.
feelings. That's tough because most men don't have never been taught that. They have
Mm.
never been taught
Yeah.
that from growth. With like I said, we live in a dominant society where women are taught one thing and men are taught another thing. Thank God that the newer generation is a little more open, a little more flower child,
But let me
and
put you on the spot though, okay?
what up?
Is that a woman's fault that men probably wasn't taught that?
Is it a
Is that her
woman's
fault?
Is that a woman's? No, it's not a woman's fault. It's a man's
Right.
fault for not, for one, not seeking it out how to deal with his emotions and not how to being able to communicate properly to a woman. Because if you don't have the right people in life, again, talking to, then you just sit there with all that pent up frustration. You take it out on the woman that you love, and they become the dumpster that you dump all that stuff onto, and it's unfair, and it's super 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 unfair to the woman. So they can do that, and they can ruin a relationship with a woman. Not only just the relationship, they can ruin the woman as a whole. So
Good answer.
you
Good stuff. So to round out the fourth answer, men don't communicate their feelings by D thinks out loud. He did not like the meatloaf. She made it clear he didn't like it. He still ate it.
I
He
love the
didn't like
pot
it.
roast.
He didn't
Shout
eat
out
it.
to
He gave
Malika.
it to
Oh,
Shout
the
out,
somebody.
pot roast.
shout
And
out.
then
No, the pot roast was me. Shout out to Malika for coming at me in the comments about the goddamn pot roast. I
and
appreciate
then
you.
and then Arizona left off with lack of loyalty. So let's go D with your number three.
Okay, okay. Number three is I think men stop valuing the relationship and valuing the woman. I think that, you know, just like a man can take, a woman can take, we get complacent, like Ron said, right? Or we get comfortable. I think men do the same thing, and you take for granted that she chose you. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Still honor her, still love her, still show her that she's needed and that you adore her. The longer we stay in a relationship, he seems to take for granted that you do all the things that you do. I want to be valued every day in my relationship. So I think men stop valuing women.
Okay.
okay.
I really don't even have a rebuttal
Yeah.
for that
Now you
one.
gotta have a rebuttal, Arizona. You gotta have something.
I really don't have a rebuttal for that one because it's just like I get I done been that guy that just was like
Hey, hey, can that be tied? Look, now I got it.
That's
Let me play
hilarious.
devil's advocate, right? Can that devaluing be tied into the consistency that Ron talked about?
A few things, but yeah.
that's what I was about to hint at that, but it was just like it sometimes it
I've
is
seen
kind of
Yeah.
the
brothers value
consistency.
a car. I've seen you love on it, clean it, work on it. You follow what I'm saying? The same effort
You
needs
just
to
said
go
we got
in.
to test drive them.
Hello?
Why wouldn't I treat it like a car? My car just let itself go. Just shocks start leaning and tires get bald. What am I gonna do?
It,
Am I gonna
it,
look at it differently?
I can't
Well,
argue with
you
that.
let the car go. You'll take responsibility for letting your car go. You don't take responsibility for letting your relationship go.
Now let me ask you a question, D, before Arizona gives his number three. If you start valuing your relationship first, can the man start valuing it at that point?
No, somebody got
Mm.
listen. If you both stop valuing at the same time, then the relationship is over. So somebody got to fight for it. Somebody
I
got to
agree
fight
with
But
for
you
it.
start valuing the relationship first, though.
But if then listen, she has to. Then you have to find out, baby, what's up. What's going on? Is this not
Okay.
what you want anymore? I mean, before everybody walk away, you got to make sure that everybody is in agreement to walk away. And let's get to the reason why she stopped valuing it. I mean,
Okay.
that's back to the communication. Let's be mature adults about this.
Okay. Good answer. Good answer. All right, Arizona, what's your number three?
my number three is I wish more women would practice emotional self control in
Oh.
a relationship. Now, let me just say this as a disclosure. I don't know what it's like being a woman. I don't have one.
Too late. It's too late.
I don't have a period. I don't understand some things, but I do understand. Like it's just like sometimes when a woman fly off the handles, she just flies off the handles, and there's nowhere that you can even bring her back. You just gotta let them go off or leave or whatever the case may be. But I just know, like I always see women have a lack of emotional control.
Ahab, I'm out. I grew up with four sisters. I got four women in my house plus my wife. I
Right.
cannot answer this question because
So my biggest thing is, so you're saying Arizona, you don't think we don't expect that though as men going into those relationships? Not to put you on the spot, but like if you're saying women lack emotional self control, do you tend to put up with a woman going off at the handle at every turn, or what would you do?
Well, for one, you got to take in the context of the situation that she might be flying out of control about. I was raised that that I'm not saying this in a bad sense that women are like the weaker vessel when it comes to the male and female dynamic. So I feel like sometimes you got to be a little more understanding towards because I just think sometimes I don't see girls make a bad situation way worse when they could have just let it go. But it's just like I think they be so emotionally invested sometimes they just can't let a certain situation go. Now I'm not saying some men do that, but in most cases I just always seen a lot of women just take a one little situation and blow up. I feel like women would make excellent suicide bombers because it was just like they know how to make one situation that's this small and it'll go bad. So
Hey
that's what
K,
I feel.
hit the button and save him now, K. Save my
Yes, yes.
man Arizona
Hey,
now.
I know your comments
let me
are on
let me
fire. I
let me
can't
hit the
see them, but
button.
I know they are. I know they are. I know they are.
So what's your rebuttal D to the emotional self control or lack thereof?
I think black women in particular have always been labeled um angry, emotional, hostile, confrontational. I think that's a label that we're given. And some of us, before we mature, do live up to that. Do live up to it. Okay, I'll give you that, Ron. I'll give you that one.
I'm gonna say a lot.
But I'll give you right. I ain't gonna say a lot. I'll give you that. And that's only because we have to deal with everything that is thrown our way and we're told to suck it up and keep on moving.
Ah,
But
We're
what y'all
told to
think we was doing?
suck it up and keep on moving. I
hey,
mean, like my brother said, he was in a house with 4 women. He saw his sisters were single mothers before they became married mothers.
Right.
He saw the struggles of abandonment and daddy issues. And I mean, you got to understand when you talk about us being emotional, where the emotional stuff is coming from now.
Right.
We
Right.
need y'all to be our protectors. And a lot of times, the same stuff that we got from our daddies, we getting from these men in these relationships. You
Right.
follow what I'm saying?
And it's
Which
triggering.
makes us fight to be heard, to be seen, you follow what I'm saying? To be
Right.
protected. When a woman is emotional, most often she's not feeling protected.
Right. And
ah,
that's where I was saying with the whole. I don't know if you took it the wrong way when I was saying the whole weaker vessel thing. At the end of the day, when you're a protector as a man, you understand a woman can't hold certain things on her shoulders like how a man could.
We've
So
had
that's
to do it though.
exactly because they say pressure is made for shoulders, not hips. So,
But I get what you're saying, but more men have to learn how to lead and protect.
and that's a
But
You
let
see what
me
I'm saying?
but let
And I'm
me
gonna
ask
give you
y'all this. Go
and
ahead
I'm gonna
first.
give you an example because when I think out loud and I say stuff that men don't like, a man will jump in and I have to go toe to toe with them. The women will come in for me and protect me. Not one man. They will send me sidebar comments. They will go in my DMs and say, "Yeah, he was tripping. I don't know what's wrong with him." No, check him. Check
yeah,
him.
check them up
We
front.
need to
Yeah,
be protected.
Okay. So with that being said, let me ask y'all both the question. If if the man's lacking like, self control emotionally, right? Do you think a portion of that's because maybe he was raised by his mother or his grandmother and he didn't have a father at home? And could that be a reason too?
I don't.
Possibly.
I don't. I think it can be that, but also too, it's a lot of men that if their father just didn't raise them the right way, because every male ain't raising the male the right way. It can be some guys with a present father. He can have an emotional father that punch holes in the walls and do all that because I feel like that's emotional too. But yeah,
Okay.
ah, ah.
What you think, Kay? We
No,
got we got
no.
stop valuing the relationship and we got emotional self control.
Nah, you got me analyzing every single round. I don't know why, sweet baby Jesus. But repeat those again for me, please.
So D said men stop valuing a relationship. This is number 3.
Hmm.
So we're turning the corner now. And Arizona said women lack emotional self control.
Women lack emotional self control. Men stop valuing women. Yes, and yes. Men stop valuing women, and they don't understand why. Well, they stop valuing them and don't understand that it's their fault for stop valuing them because what Ron said about the consistency, we're blaming it on something else when we're not even looking at ourselves. and understanding why we think we're losing value in them. Women and emotional stability. Yes, some women are flat out crazy, and some women don't know how to talk to a man and get him to do what they need him to do,
Right.
because sometimes they don't have, or they haven't had a good example. Women are emotional creatures. We always say that, and we have to understand that. And so we don't look for the reason why they're saying it. We only hear the barking, the nagging. We only hearing the raising of the voice. And so we trying to meet the smoke with the smoke, and it just falls into that same thing. Now I seen my little sister Tiff came in. Men don't know how to field and channel that passion and intensity. That is facts. We just
Yeah.
don't know. We just don't know how to hear it. And well, we don't know how to listen to what they're saying, internalize it, and figure out why they're saying it the way they do. Going back to number 5, men don't listen. It just goes back to all of these are running into each other, and so they're
Right.
both extremely valid points. And I'm excited to see where we go in number 2 and number 1. So number 2, let's go.
All right,
Shout,
number
shout out to
two.
Isaac. Go ahead, you good?
Number two for me was be present in the relationship. Be
Oh,
present. Be
Yeah.
present.
oh,
Be present.
Mm.
Um, you know, date me, court me, love me. Be present in the relationship. Men can be in the house, but not be present. You understand what I'm saying? Not be present in the family, not be present, be preoccupied with all of that stuff. Be present. We want the same thing. I'm hitting back with Ron. Same thing you gave in the beginning. All the effort that you put out to get me, I need you to do that to keep me. So be
AD.
present in
AD,
the
that's a lot
relationship.
of me. You sound like T.O. out here. That's a lot of me.
Nah, I'm just saying.
Very
That be
demanding
present in
over
the
here.
relationship. Be present, baby. Be
Goodness
present.
gracious. Date me, court me, love me, and
Yeah,
take me.
and no, I'm not saying that she doesn't give it back, but yeah,
I
date me.
I'm messing with you.
I
Yeah,
I have I have a rebuttal for that, but it's my number one.
Then save it.
no,
go.
It's
save
my
it,
Oh,
woman.
save it, save it,
But
save it,
why he
but
gotta
I
say it?
I can
That's
I
because
his
can
that's
go
number
his
to
number
one.
1.
I can go to my number two.
Go to your number 2, bro.
Now yours was being present, right?
Uh huh.
I feel like mine rhymed with yours. I feel like a lot of women are not pleasant. It's like you you don't you don't have to be my peace, but be
Oh man.
peaceful.
This is great.
You don't have to be
Oh,
my
you don't.
peace, but be peaceful.
I like
So
that.
you don't always have to be Mother Teresa or whatever the case may be. But I'm just saying, sometimes just be my peace. You can't meet an irate situation with you can't be irate with an irate situation. Sometimes just be there to maybe calm me down or be a little more understanding, or just be a little nicer when it comes to certain things. Now I understand. I know it's a lot of things that can go into play there, but I'm just saying in my experience, haven't noticed a lot of women being pleasant. They just and it comes with they think like being spoiled is like I gotta kiss your butt all the time, and it's just like no, just be nice and pleasant, and we'll have a great, fantastic relationship. We keep
So
that
you
tempo
saying
going.
Hmm.
Arizona women start becoming just real angry and unpleasant to be around and to
I
be
don't
with,
want
and
to
that's why
use
the
the word.
relationship
Oh,
falls
I,
apart.
I, I
oh.
don't want to use the word angry. It's just like it goes into what we was speaking about earlier. Start to be a little nagging there, or a little just you know
Okay.
always it's always an issue when it could just be
I think
like
that's a maturity. I think that's a maturity thing, Ron. I honestly think there's a difference between being a girl and being a grown woman. And once you know who you are, you'll
right,
give that same energy. Like I think a lot of things that you said, some women aren't pleasant, but you got to dig deeper and find out what's going on with them. And
right,
maybe a man don't want to help her unpack her bags. And I'm not saying that that's your job, because then this will roll into my number one if I said what I want to say
okay,
to really address that. But I just think that that's a maturity issue. You,
hmm
if all you're running across are angry, unpleasant girls, then
Mhm.
you gotta start finding some pleasant, mature women.
Right.
Yeah. Or find out what
Ah,
happened, right? Find out why she went from
Yeah.
being happy to being upset and nagging.
Or look at myself. Well, why I keep attracting them type of women? So I look at stuff like that too.
And that still might roll into my number one. That's
It's
roll into my
now
number
hold
one.
on.
look at this.
Let me
thought.
just but let me just say this. I'm not speaking on just my personal experience. I'm talking on the consistency of when I'm speaking with friends, when I'm
Yeah,
speaking
yeah,
with
yeah.
other women, because I talk to women a lot too. I'm not one of them guys. I don't really like to hear a lot of stuff from guys because we a lot of times we don't know how to I don't it's not saying that I don't like to hear, but a lot of times we don't know how to articulate ourselves even to our friends. Forget the girl that we in love with. We don't know how to articulate ourselves for our friends.
Well, that
Or
goes back to what D said about communicating your feelings.
right.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Ugh.
Ah, we getting there, man. We coming around to number one. That was a good round, K. I gotta say, man, be present. Like Tiffany said, and D said, be present in your relationship. Don't be absent. Don't go missing in your relationship,
Ooh.
fellas. You gotta be there for your woman. And
Right.
and ladies, Arizona said, just be pleasant. Stop being so mean. Stop being so upset because I fell in love with you and you were nice to me.
Right.
And now you an asshole.
Be my you don't
You a
you
whole
I know it
asshole.
might be because of me. I know I
He
might have
said,
caused you to
he
be
said,
this way.
hey, Ron said, you ain't got to be my peace. Just be peaceful.
that's some G shit right there.
Yeah. I love how these are rolling into each other. All right. All right. Let's just get to
Number
don't make
one,
number one.
D
Number
thinks
one,
out
it is
loud.
not a woman's job to make you happy.
Mm,
Happiness is an
mm,
inside job. More
Mm.
than it's too much weight. Too much weight is put on a woman to keep a
Mm.
man happy. Nigga.
mm.
Oh, I'm sorry. Man.
No, just say it. Say it,
Well, at least
Clarence.
she
Say
waited
it.
this long.
Yeah.
B. Make your own self happy. Like who you are. That's too much weight to be putting on somebody to
Whew.
make you happy. Too many men use an excuse. Well, she's not making me happy. That's
Mm.
your job, fool. Get a
yeah.
hobby. Go do something. Happy is all relative. I could be happy with a damn cheeseburger.
So
You
you
understand
saying
what I'm
it's
saying?
not? So you saying it's not your job to make your man happy?
It's not my job to make him happy. It's my job to meet him with a level of respect. It's my
Mm.
job to be upfront and present in the relationship, but it's not my job to make you happy. That's your job. Just like it's not your job to make me happy. That's my job.
Well,
I have
I
to
feel
See, I
like
kind of, I
I
kind
feel
of
like
think,
it's a woman's job to assist.
and I
no,
think, to a
never,
sense,
never. She can help you become great. She can be your ally. She can be your friend. She can be all these other things to you. She can be your helpmate, but it is never her job to make you happy.
I
That's
agree
your
with
job.
you on that. But I think at a certain point, you can try to help make him happy, but you shouldn't be his number one source of happiness.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Never,
But you should
ever.
still set out to still make your man happy. It should be in
No,
your heart.
you can be pleasant and you can please, but happiness, y'all not hearing me. Happiness is your job. That's your job. Happiness is my job. Listen, every day
Ooh.
we feel different about something. It is not your job to make me feel good about my day every day or about
Mm.
how I look every day. You can't do that. It's impossible to make
I feel
somebody
you.
happy every day.
I feel you on that. But my biggest thing that I'm saying here is, can you at least try?
You, you it,
You
I
ruined a
want I want to
relationship.
listen,
You ruined a
if we
relationship.
dial back everything Ron said, if I'm pleasant, if I'm consistent, if I'm hearing you, if I'm talking to you kindly, then I am making you happy, right?
Right.
Right?
Mm.
I'm with you.
Oh,
I'm with
so
you.
Mm.
but it is not my job to make you personally happy every day. I'm supposed to
Mm.
meet you with kindness and respect and love, but I'm not here to make you happy.
Hey, that's some good points. Shout out to the chat.
Ah.
Shout out Alexis Ferguson. Thanks for coming through. Shout out Tiffany. Shout out Melinda. Shout out Savage.
Shout out
D
to Malika.
thinks out loud is hitting,
Everybody.
and Malika is firing away in the chat tonight.
Ooh, Tiffany, y'all lazy as hell. Can't even take responsibility for your own baseline happiness in life.
Oh my goodness, baseline happiness. That sounds like a
Hey,
mixtape.
hey, look, man.
But
Look,
I
I'm gonna
agree
tell
with
you
that,
something.
though. I agree with
I,
that.
So what was Ron's number one?
Ron,
We
number
ain't
What's your
get
one.
there
number?
yet. What's your number one, Arizona?
Come on, Ron.
Well, my number one, that's just basically that's for. I feel like this is universal. Y'all done even had an episode about this, and this is just something I would say to like my sisters or anybody, any woman that I'm any woman,
Line up.
just have some type of discernment because
Woo,
I
Have
feel like
discernment.
this just me giving some advice to some women from being a man. Just
Break
have
it
some
down,
type
Arizona. Drop the knowledge.
just have some type of discernment because I feel like a lot of times, uh, like um, like D was saying, it's a lot of stuff that we do that is the result of a lot of women being emotionally unbalanced and unstable and stuff like that. But I feel like back to my number one was a lot of women just don't have discernment. I don't think they pick up on like the signs of some of these men that just don't have their best interests. I just think that's just
Mm,
my number one. And I feel
mm.
like when you don't have that, the relationship was when
ah,
Preach.
you don't have that, the relationship was ruined before it even started.
Mm,
So
oh,
mm.
oh,
when you don't have any discernment, you ignore a lot of stuff. I don't seen and been in relationships where a woman didn't even know that I ain't even see her. So my number one thing I just want to tell all the sisters just to get your discernment up. Start
Get
paying
your
attention.
discernment up.
Start paying
Uh,
attention to a man. Start paying attention to what he say, how he think, how he move. Do he have integrity? Pay attention to it all, and stop trying to save us because I feel like that ruins the
oh,
relationship and
oh.
everything.
Boom,
mm.
boom.
So that's my number one right there.
My man
Oh.
Arizona
I
saved his best
and
for
I'm gonna
last
say
at number one. What you think, D?
I fucking agree.
Uh.
I fucking listen.
Get
If you've
get
been
your
through it
discernment
before,
up,
use your common sense.
right?
Get your
You want something? We can't fix
discernment
a
up.
man. You can't
Right.
make him happy.
Because
If
I
he comes
always
to the
tell,
table, listen, you get what you got. Take some time and talk to the brother. After 2 hours, you know where a person coming from. You
right.
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying? If you ask
yeah.
the right
I
question,
tell my sister all the time. I feel like women really be thinking they're Jesus Christ, and they be really thinking
yeah,
that they
save
can
up
come
the
save a
thing.
man. And I don't think that can. Nobody can save nobody. I can't save a woman. Even
Whoa,
Project,
whoa.
they say don't
Absolutely.
save them because
Hey,
they don't want to be
They don't
saved.
want to
So
be
hey,
saved.
but
at the end of
look,
the
I
day,
can't,
We are not Bobette the builders.
I
Don't build
can't.
no, don't build no man up.
she,
He
she
better be
stopped
great
herself.
when you get him.
Look, you can't be in here. The bosses came in here dropping gems. Discernment requires people to align what they want with what they're willing to
Yeah,
do. Woo,
yeah,
sweet baby Jesus.
boom, boom,
Hey,
boom.
absolutely.
hey, looky here, man.
Hey, round of applause to our guest, man.
Round of
First and foremost,
applause
man.
to
Thanks for
my
coming through,
guest,
y'all.
man.
D
Look,
thinks out loud.
yeah,
Arizona Ron brought it tonight. The chat brought
look,
it tonight. What an episode.
look. We got to do this again. Let's talk about these number ones, okay? We cannot, women cannot be your happiness.
Uh,
You have to have women learn your discernment, and that goes to listening, right? The man uses the woman as their happiness, and unfortunately, I'm going to say this, it'll be controversial for most men. They equate their happiness through their sex life. And if the woman
Yeah,
doesn't give
yeah.
enough through that sex life, he's not happy. Stop looking for a woman to be your happiness. It is an inside job, right?
preach, K Dizzle,
Women,
preach.
discernment, please listen to what the man is really saying and what he is doing. If he only wants to take you out at night and he's talking about sex or intimacy or just giving you all the signs that all he wants to do is poke and move on a test drive, Please have the knowledge and wherewithal to understand that's all he wants from you. And you only, after a while, you have to really be able to tell what this guy really wants and what he doesn't want. Stop getting mad at the men. Get mad at your decision. And you said
Mhm.
you asking women to have common sense. You asking men to have common sense, but unfortunately, common sense ain't common, and it only
Mhm.
comes through experience.
Learn
When
from your
we
mistakes.
learn from your mistakes, or otherwise you keep doing the same one. Stop making all these videos talking about how all these men are dogs when you the dumbass picking the dogs. Okay, stop it. Same thing on the man side. All these women are hoes when you keep picking the hoes. Look
Yep.
at what you're working with, what you're dealing with, and what you're choosing. It's
Step up your
all
level of
about
discernment.
choices. Step your level of discernment. Stop looking for happiness from outside. And truly, they meld together because if you're happy from within side, you attract happiness on the outside. If you're
Outside.
happy with everything that's going on in your life,
Yeah.
then nothing but positivity becomes flowing into your life. The power of positive thinking is retarded. I don't want to go in and start preaching, but these things, man, these top fives, they all meld into each other. And the way that we got to where we are right now on the top ones is phenomenal. I didn't know, Hef didn't know, D
No.
didn't know, Ron
Hey,
didn't know.
before we go though, give your number one and I'll give mine before we end the show.
Oh man, my number one, because I have to
What's
be,
K Dizzle's number one way women ruin their relationship?
women
And
ruin their relationship.
Yeah.
Oh, I was about to give the man
All
shit.
right, go ahead and do the
Let
man's
me
then if
give
that's how
let
you
me
feel.
give I can give the man because I have to agree with it 110% because I had to learn. I am guilty of it on a couple different occasions, and that's being present in the relationship and during at all times. And you're not going to be perfect. You're not going to do it because we as men, we go to work, we grind, we do what we do, we come home, we want to vegetate because sometimes we don't want to bring everything and put it on them, but we also want to be able to breathe. And sometimes when men come home, they don't feel like they can breathe because they have to deal with everything that the woman is dealing with. At the same time, she needs you to breathe and she needs you to be there. And you got to communicate and allow each one to be present on certain occasions and give each other breaks. Be present and be there.
Yeah.
I
we the,
miss
we the, we the first generation where I think that's option. You know.
that's you know what I'm saying.
That's
This first
yeah.
one is out. But I'm gonna be honest with you. When I was growing up, in the short time that I had my father, he was always working. My dad was working. I didn't
Mhm.
see him. The only time that I have the memories that I have was when he took us out to do fun stuff.
Mhm.
Outside of that,
On
at
Sundays.
home on Sundays, and then other fun stuff, and then Christmases and holidays stuff. Other than that, he was working. So
Mhm.
that's just sometimes that's a generational curse, and we're
And
trying
it's
to learn
just
and be better.
and it just sometimes like as a human being or and as a man, you got to have an individual relationship with every single person in your house. You can't just come there and just be
Yeah.
like, I'm here. You
Oh my
gotta
god.
have an individual relationship with every single person in your
Yep.
house, your own relationship. That's my part.
100%.
So check
100%.
this
Hey,
out. So K gave his number one for
go ahead, Hap.
men. I'm gonna give my number one reason women ruin their relationship because I think my baby fell asleep. I don't see her in the chat anymore, so I'm gonna give mine now.
Fall asleep.
My reason is women are controlling,
Ooh.
and sometimes you can't make that man the person that you ideally want him to be, and it's kind of like the saving the girl type thing. Like you see a guy who looks good, he's got the right, situation, but he might not have everything else, but you want to kind of mold him into be something that he's never really gonna be, or
Mm.
his heart's just not in that place. Oh, she's here. Um, or
Sorry.
like with my baby, she wants me to wear tight, form-fitting clothes. I'm trying, you know what I'm saying? But hey, Arizona, I can't be wearing no
But look,
tight
at
clothes,
he
bro. You
ain't
know where
got
we
the
come
body
from.
for that.
I,
Don't
I'm,
do that to my man.
I
He gonna
I
be out here
think
looking like a can of biscuits. I don't know. Busty can of biscuits out here.
I think a lot of women are controlling in the way because they don't want to be vulnerable enough, or they
Oh,
scared to get in that position where a man can take the lead because he might not. They scared of what the results might be. That's
why they
Or they
scared though?
I
No,
don't.
they're not
or
scared. We want to get out of the passenger seat. I mean, we want to get out of the driver's seat and get in the passenger seat. We want to. It's just that we don't. We got, but we got to respect you enough that you can
You don't
drive.
trust.
Women
You
have been
don't trust
put
us to
with
drive.
trust
D thinks
and
out loud.
trust and respect because you. If listen, if you've let me down more than one time, how can I
Yeah.
say I'm going to trust you to do this
But
job
you
or get it
also
done?
gotta let. But you also gotta let the man be the man. And I'm not trying to take it
That
further.
you're absolutely right, and I think women want men to be men, but men got to show up.
Or
Mm.
Men
or
got to show
or
up.
or let me say this. You said women are controlling. Or is it their discernment, them not listening to that discernment that they hear and trying to
Absolutely.
fit that square peg into that round hole?
It could be a factor. I mean, that could be a factor, but I just think that we need more men in leadership positions, not at your jobs, but in your relationships and at home.
Yeah,
Mm,
I'm gonna honestly say a lot of stuff wrong with in our community, just period as black people. It all falls back on us. To be honest, it starts with us.
mm,
So
mm.
I can say that. I can
Absolutely.
say that. I think
God
it starts with us.
and man and then woman.
All right, I
Absolutely.
think it starts with us.
Tiff says women think they want a general or a co-pilot, but they settle for or choose soldiers, and men often get cozy in their soldier role. Looky
Mm.
here.
Say it,
Looky
sis.
here.
Say it,
Looky
sis.
here. I'm gonna tell you something, right? So my siblings, we just got together not too long ago. Now, I have four sisters, okay, two older, two younger, 10, 5, a year younger than 5 years, those 6 years. Those are the age differences between us. And I am truly blessed to have such an amazing uh, pair of quad of siblings. We get together on a regular basis and talk. What happened to Ron? And now we start talking as adults when we didn't talk as kids. Um, and we talk about some of these things and just life differences, and to see the unbelievable growth and learn each other now as adults, and to from kids is something that is something exciting to see. I love you, Tiff. Donnie, I love you. Thanks you for coming in and doing what you do best. We lost Ron. I don't know what happened. Maybe you got a phone call or
Oh
something.
man.
But
Get
look,
Ron over
man,
at the after party. I'm about to
I'm gonna
leave
get
y'all
Ron.
too.
I'm
Y'all
about to
close
get
trying to
Ron at
jump
the
out.
after party. Oh,
All right,
there
love
he
you
is.
guys.
Hey,
There
See
he
you in
tell
the
is.
tell our
house.
people tell our people where the after party is.
The after party is at
Oh, hold on.
D Thinks Out Loud on Instagram. DThinkZ Out Loud. I'm heading over there now. Y'all come over there with me.
All
All right,
right.
sis.
All right,
Love
thank you
you,
guys.
love you,
Great
love you.
show.
Mwah.
Love you.
Thank you. Ron's back, but no video. But but look, man, look, these top five things. I pray that somebody got some knowledge and information out of it. If you did not, please watch the rerun and watch it and share it. The only way we grow and the only way we get better, and this show was phenomenal. If you just getting in here and you didn't see it or you missed it or whatever the case may be, hey Ron. Oh, Ron, we wrapping up. But the after party is at D Thinks Out Loud. Don't worry, I'm gonna send you the link, man.
Okay.
I looks like you sliding around in the house in your lawn in your lazy boy. But we gonna figure it out later, man. Love you, bro. Thank you for
Love
coming
y'all
and
too,
bringing your
man.
amazing insight. We love it and we appreciate it more than we can ever say and we can ever show, man. All right.
All right, man. Y'all take it easy.
He said, "Rock connection."
That's that straight talk wireless, man.
Yeah, that's that. What is that, man? I don't know, some
So
Google missile
so
or something.
so okay, what today's episode told me, right? Because we had two of our day ones talk about the opposite sex and their top five ways that they ruin relationships. It told us that nobody's perfect, pretty much, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Nobody's perfect. We all have our flaws, and at the end of the day, talk to your partner, work it out, communicate. You might be able to figure it out. You might be able to come to a solution. Try to have communication, man. What a great show. Episode 13 is in the books, Kay.
Episode 13 is in the books. Communicate, communicate, communicate. If you don't know how to communicate, just say what you feel and say it out your mouth so that they can hear it. No matter how it comes out. If you don't know how to do that, write it, text it. Just figure out a way to communicate so you don't ruin a good thing that you might have going. Or if you're not sure if it's a good thing, talk to somebody, look for somebody to help you with your discernment so you can write down pros and cons to make sure it makes sense for you and that
Yep.
person. because we only got one life, and time is very precious, and you don't want to waste it on the wrong things, and you don't want to waste it without the right thing. More
Oh man.
importantly, a connection. You know what I'm saying? So
AK, while we sign out, man, can you put up the new location where everybody can find us? We have the new page that's up. Go ahead, K.
Facebook.com, ADU Podcast, Facebook.com. Just type in All Dressed Up Podcast. You can find us there. You can find us on YouTube. Those are the spots that we're going to be. And next week, all these episodes that we have had over the past few weeks, I think all 13, they're going to be loaded up and live on iTunes, on Spotify, anywhere you find podcasts.
Uh
So you can
oh.
listen to them at your leisure. And you can go back and backtrack and show love. Look, the only way we grow is with your help. If you show people, if you share it, if you comment, you come back every week, you tell somebody about it. That's the only way that we get better at what we do.
That's
And
it.
not only that, we grow and we become bigger, and this thing goes where it's supposed to. Look, I love, 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 love what went down tonight. If you missed it, please plus rewind. I'm going to share it probably 2 to 3 times this week, just because I know it can help some people that are on my timeline. And I see that share trash stuff all the
Hey,
time.
and check this out. And if we miss one of your favorite reasons of how men and women ruin their relationship, hit us on the social, man. Let us know what we missed. You can always share your thoughts and ideas with us. K Dizzle has us posted up at the bottom of the screen. If you have an idea for an episode in the near future, definitely let us know, because as you can see, the day ones even get involved. We're all a family. We have fun. It's interactive. It's live, and we go all in. It was a
We
fun
go
episode.
all in. Fun episode, man. Without any more talking, we're gonna roll the credits. We love you. We'll see you next Sunday.
Have a good one.
And you know, and I know, and they know, and we know, we go all in. You know, and I know, and they know.